It's just different.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cali Woo, Bill Duke, yeah.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny, things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't Corona, they trying to clone ya. What happens to the little girl that went missing from her home? Her own daddy keep touching her. Daddy, leave me alone. I ain't got the answers. Trying to get justice for George Floyd. And if Bill Gates got the cure, make sure he got one for cancer. We screaming stop the violence, but who we asking? The killer the same color as the one in the casket. I'm no preacher, spitting hard facts like bleachers. Make America great again. It's only for the rich leeches. Where's Felicia? I guess black reparations went to new prisons and new police substations. For black justice, they be debating. We gotta wake up, but I'm going back to back. I'm on one. Cold cases still hot in the hood, cause the nigga that did it, he still home, son. I'm my own rapper, but got a new balance. Rest in peace to all the young fallen soldiers. Didn't get a chance to show the world their talents. I'm so focused, trying to save the nation. Seeing the road ahead like a full focus. You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I seen.
It's like that.
Live your life, not mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what I seen.
Yeah.
Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Life is a bitch and death is a motherfucker. You can't trust a mother, cause people be motherfuckers. They stab you in your back and they smile up in your face. They do whatever it takes to have another place. The population polluted and robbing and shooting. Their mental state be diluted. They owe them all that they booted. Now how you only 17 and you looking 35. It's a wonderful time in this life to be alive. You better get your together. Stop wasting your time, cause time waits for no one. No person, place, or no thing. Yeah, it go fast, motherfucker. It go fast.
You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I seen.
It's like that.
Live your life, not mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Yo. My favorite song, of course, my song, but of course, my song will be my favorite song, right? Of course, right? But you already know what it is, man. It's your host with the most, man, Phocuz Field of Phocuz Radio. And we do this thing, man, each and every Thursday right here, man, on Beltway Radio and beyond. You already know what it is, man. Call in number 301-761-1040. I'm sorry, 301-761-1040 is the call-in number. And we are live, y'all, right here on Facebook. You know what it is, man. PHOCUZ and Phil. That's Phil with two L's. PHILL. We are in the building, man. I want to thank you guys, man. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me each and every Thursday. I want to thank just the people that's been following me, man, and you know, my fans and just the good people out there that encourages me and you know, keep me going with this radio thing, because I know a lot of shows, you know, they fall off. You know, a lot of people, you know, can't do it by itself, you know. But then on the flip side of things, the radio world and the podcast world is so oversaturated. You know what I mean? Everybody got a podcast. Everybody got a show. But for those that know about Phocuz Radio, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Always slots available in this beautiful studio right here. And we market, we promote, we advertise. Book your next interview with us right here on Phocuz Radio. But before I go any further, I got a very, 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 very special guest in the building. We go way back, like that Cadillac with four flats, you know what I mean? And, you know, just politically grounded, in other words, I want to say. And her main thing is always do your research. You feel me? Homework. Before you get to reaching. You know how people just be reaching, be talking, they don't be knowing what they talking about. Do your research. And she's in the building, and she also has her own show. Also was a co-host on Phocuz Radio, still Phocuz
indeed.
Radio.
You got me started.
A few years ago. And her name is Angela Taylor. So let's clap it up for Mrs. Taylor. Mrs. Taylor's in the building. And we are just at a pivotal time, man, in America, period. You know, just with everything that's going on. And I'm so happy to see a woman running for president, a black woman.
Yes, indeed.
And that. It's not the first time that it happened because Hillary, you know, she did her thing. But now we have Kamala Harris in the building, man, and just the impact that she has on the culture, period. You know, just her being her, not the political side, but her being her and caring about people. And just getting I'm getting a lot of this crazy. People don't want to vote, don't know why they should vote. I don't even know if they know the meaning of vote. Right? But anyway, that's why I brought Mrs. Taylor in the building with me today. And don't worry, y'all. We got a great show ahead, and we're going to get all into it. Why is it important to vote? I don't care who you vote for. Just vote.
I kind of do, but
period. Well, I mean, yeah, you know. And I'm speaking to those.
Nah, I'm just
when I say that, I'm speaking to those that say they don't vote. Oh, my vote doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, it does. Trust me. Wins again. They threw it. They threw it just like they. And like I said, we're speaking on women, man. Period. You all are queens. It's a lot that's been going on within the community with women, man. We got this Diddy thing going on. A lot of these celebrities that are men, you know, they got so many cases that's against them now with sexual harassment, with rape. But now, our women actually have a voice to speak out, and they are fighting back, you know, in a major way. So I've been telling all my brothers, man, get your shit together. You know, don't put your hands on the women. Don't disrespect them. You know, hear them out, listen. It's three sides to every story. Don't get yourself in trouble, in other words, because they are on our ass. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Mrs. Taylor, I want to start it off with, how do you feel as a black woman, right? You've been around the block a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how do you feel now that women actually, you all have a voice? Because they didn't have a voice back in the day. So now we have social media. We have more women now that are independent. And we have a lot of women that, because of certain cases, they're coming out now and they're speaking. And I'm speaking on this Diddy thing, and I don't want to keep talking about Diddy, but got a lot of women that's coming out, right? And then we have women that's coming out that's not even, nothing to do with the Diddy case, but it's just coming out and saying, oh, this man raped me. This man sexually harassed me, you know? And these are men with power. These are men with money. And maybe these women felt as though that they didn't have a voice.
Right.
But now they do.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel as a black sister, black queen now, as far as women having a voice and then able to fight back?
Well, I remember, because I've never shied away from, you know, saying what I had to say. I remember very clearly back in 1970, when I was working as a temp, I worked for AFSCME. That was one of my first temp assignments I went out for. Steny Hoyer. You know that name, right?
Say that.
Steny Hoyer. He was a minority whip.
Steny Hoyer. Okay.
Hoyer, minority whip, House of Representatives, Maryland congressman. This was when he was running for office the first time. I'm standing on the corner talking to these two little white girls because they were trying to bring me up to speed on the environment in AFSCME at that particular point in time. And this white man, Joe Beeman, I will never forget, he had to be about 6'6", shaped like a barrel, was, I had on a yellow dress. It wasn't tight, but it fit. Yellow pumps, minding my business, having this conversation, and all those two men could talk about in my earshot was my anatomy. Okay.
I think I heard this story from you before, off air, but yeah, let my audience know.
And the girls were telling me, this is what you do to get a raise, because they were permanent. I was a temp. And when we went back into the building, he did say something sideways to me, and I went to HR to report it, and they did absolutely nothing. So I had to check him. I went to EEOC. He came down there, and I told him what had happened. But when he came down there with a black woman, the only black woman who was in the human resources at that particular time. And basically, I forgot.
It's after you have reported him, and then
I reported him. The girls that I was talking to, and a couple more said, yeah, he did the same thing to me. So they were going to meet me down at EEOC. I was the only one down there. Okay. Suffice it to say, I knew he had the power. And after I left EEOC, I went home. I wasn't going back in there, and my husband told me, just go ahead and quit. But I'm saying all that to say, we choose to, bring our voice to the table. You have to teach people how to treat you. And that's how I was raised. You just not going to treat me any old kind of way, and I'm not going to say nothing. So I've always had that in me, and I've always encouraged a young woman who I've mentored over the past 50 or so years to do that same thing. A voice is a choice. You can choose, it's kind of like truths. You can choose your truths. You can't choose your consequences. I chose my truth, and I'm always going to stand on my truth.
But why do you think, Mrs. Taylor, why do you think women don't speak up?
Economics?
We have a lot of women, right? Let's say, for example, have careers and have these jobs to feed their families and pay their mortgages and so forth and so on, that are sexually harassed, right, by these guys in power.
Right.
I'm just speaking on corporate America. It happens in any industry. But I'm just speaking in corporate America. I'm speaking on
that's
in
anywhere.
the medical field, hospitals.
That's everywhere, Phil.
Metro. Some of these major jobs, careers that women have, holding these things inside till something drastically happens, and go home to a family and a husband every day. Like you said, I went home and I told my husband. But you have women, because they're fearful of losing their job or whatever position they may be in, position of power, whatever it may be in, they don't speak about it. And then you have those that they follow behind. Like, you have one, and then they say, okay, well, let me tell my story. Why hold these things in? Is it a risk of losing everything? Or I can't report this because this is a man of power, and like they say, Diddy was blackmailing people. So why is it that women? Why do you think that they don't speak up? Which
it's all of that. What you said. A lot of times, in this day and time, it takes two incomes to run a household, and oftentimes there are a lot of women out here who are the only breadwinner. So they're going to take a little shit. And a lot of times they're going to, depending on how good that paycheck is looking, women are going to take a lot of shit. We do what we have to do. We got to maintain. when you got kids, you can't go home to your kid and the kid say, I'm hungry. You said, well, my boss smacked me on the butt, so I'm not going to work tomorrow. I got to get that paycheck. Because when you have children, you just move into a whole other space. You're no longer first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so and that's a big reason why many women don't report sexual harassment because they have to take care of the house.
Wow. So we bring it up to speed these days. We have a woman running for president, which is now
She's my niece's sorority sister, and who?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Give us some background, because I know you know, Ms. Taylor, on Kamala. Let's give us some slight.
I really just know she's an AKA. I know that when she went to Howard, she was on the line that I guess my niece was the senior person, and yeah, she was the senior line. She did, or I don't know what you call them. She supervised the line that Kamala Harris was on, and she lives in California now. That's where Kamala's from. So they do all that chapter stuff out there. What I know about Kamala is what I researched the first time. And it's kind of like, I know that she was, the example that I use, and I think that I may have talked about this on the show when we were doing it way back then. She was chastising parents who did not supervise their children. Children were cut in school and that kind of thing. And her office was the one that, checked them, why isn't your kid in school, yada, 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 and would put papers on them, if you will, and have them come in or go to court to explain their particular
By the way, that's
circumstances.
your background also, teaching. Right?
Oh, yeah. Elliott Junior High School. Okay. No, but let me finish with Kamala first. And when I read that, I thought it was real jacked up that you had this single mom who had the specific case I remember, the single mom had 3 children, and she was bringing folks into court to make them accountable for their kids. And, I thought that was a messed up thing to do because she had to work 3 jobs to take care of her household. But the narrative then was that, when you go to court and you're chastised for it, you have a consequence. And I just thought that was wrong because the people in California were saying she was sending people to jail, when in fact she wasn't.
That's the thing now that they're saying.
What?
So many people, especially our brothers, right, black brothers, are against her because she prosecuted so many.
She did her damn job. She was the
That's what I
state's
was going
attorney.
to say. She was the state's attorney at the time, right? Wow.
But a lot of, and I think too, because I have had men tell me, I'm going to vote for Trump because he does what I wish I could do. If he gets in there, maybe I can do it. Why would you want to do some of that crap? Why would you want to go up and just grab a woman by the pussy? Why you want to do that? Why you want to rape somebody? Why do you want to do that? But I've actually had men say that. I've also had men and women, particularly in your age group, who say, I'm going to vote for him because he gave me a stimulus check. No, he didn't. See, that shows people's ignorance. People don't know how government works. They've taken it out of schools in too many places, and we're shooting ourselves in the foot because we don't know. I think America is more misogynist than it is racist. They don't like women, and we don't even think that if it wasn't for a woman, your ass wouldn't be here. So I don't get that whole piece. But it's any excuse because you haven't had a woman president. But if you look at society as a whole and go look at some of these Fortune 500 companies, when they get jammed up, they go to the female. I've seen it in places that I have worked. When management fails, or when the place isn't running right, they get rid of management and they bring a new person in. I see her face, and I really can't call her name, but, you know, and I think it was American Express. That she was a CEO there.
Mm.
But I just think people are afraid of the unknown. We've never had a woman. So you would rather have a rapist, a convict, somebody who you know is a liar, a crazy man, if you look at any clip from anything that he's done. You'd rather have him than a female. I don't get it. So you need to help me understand that, because he's saying that he's making inroads with black men. And I said it on my show earlier today. I am hard-pressed to believe, I don't believe, that black people as a whole are coming to his side in mass. Because I'd say stupidity don't come in no particular color. But you cannot convince me that black folks are following that Bama in mass. Because I have been polled, and I know you've heard me say, if you haven't been polled, don't pay attention to what you hear.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Taylor. How is he able to run?
Because, again, the 14th Amendment says you cannot serve in a federal office. But he's able to run because you got a majority. He has a majority of his party in the House of Representatives. I've been telling you, everything starts in the House of Representatives. You also have a Senate that is 50-50, with Kamala Harris being the tiebreaker. But you also have two closet Republicans in there. In the state of West Virginia, Joe Manchin, and in Arizona, Kristen Sinema. Kristen Sinema is not running. It's not coming, running back for office. But we can't get stuff done because they have tried to cut Joe Biden's legs out from under him. But Joe Biden, being the seasoned politician that he has been over the years, has gotten some stuff through. People need to know. People don't know how government works. Everything, I don't care what it is, everything in this country starts in the people's house. That's the House of Representatives. Every 2 years, all 435 of them Bamas are up for re-election because demographics change. People change. Okay.
So the people that's in the House, they've been in there, right? That's why we have so many. These are the same Republicans. These are the same, even Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
They're what, year after year after year after year after year.
But
They've been in there, what, 40, 30, 40,
but here's the
with
thing.
the same agenda.
But here's the thing with that. Until we stop being so apathetic, that's when stuff is going to change. You got 435 folks. When folks get in, people think that because they personally are not suffering. They think folks are doing a good job. People don't pay attention. People's politics attention span is about 20, 30 seconds.
Why don't we pay attention to politics, Mrs. Taylor? Why? Because this is my thing, right? Like you just said, it doesn't personally affect them,
Mm-hmm.
or does it personally affect them, or they're not thinking that it's personally affecting them.
Right.
But it's definitely going to affect our future, correct?
I'm glad you asked that question. Look at I don't know when you came through school, but in the 50s and 60s.
Nah, I ain't not the 50s and 60s.
No. I know what I'm saying. You was after that. When I was in school, civics and governments were mandatory because I will tell anybody, 3 things you're going to use from the cradle to the grave. That's math, English, and government. That's going to impact you from the cradle to the grave. You still got math and English in school, but they've been systematically taking government out. A lot of history teachers try to fit it in their curriculum, but it needs to be a dedicated course because it impacts you for life. So many people, Phil, don't even know where to find a Bill of Rights. They don't know. And I'm talking about people in my age group, but they were from places like that people I've talked to, from Alabama and Mississippi and that kind of thing. A lot of people don't even realize that Mississippi just ratified the 14th Amendment in 1995. So slavery was still legal in their state up until 1995. So, but again, if you don't read, if you don't pay attention, if you don't ask questions, if you don't challenge the information, you're going to be subjugated to whatever comes across the TV screen or whatever you see in social media.
Yeah, definitely with the younger generation, because they just don't know at all. And I had a guy on my show that was incarcerated for 20 years. So we, very good friend of mine, and I was interviewing him, and I said, what advice would you give to this younger generation? You sitting behind those bars for 20 years. And he said, man, they got to educate themselves. He said the laws are changing so much every single day. You can commit a crime, and that judge is going to hit that gavel. You got 40 years, right? You haven't done your research. You just out here just doing shit and don't know what's coming or what the future holds for you. And with the younger generation, to me, I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love the younger generation. I love to see them grow, and I love I love it. But they are just so I don't know the word to use. They are just so dismantled. Politics, the real world, gentrification, education, health. Like they're not even thinking about that.
Yeah, but
all. They're committing crimes, within our own community. A part of the reason why we have gentrification going on, let's get them out of here, kick them out.
Yeah.
We have these Caucasian people that are in these communities, and like Trump has what is that plan he has?
2025.
2025.
Got my notes.
Some of them already got it. They say we get rid of them because 10 years from now, we know it's going to be this. And our people, Mrs. Taylor, are not even thinking about that at all. All their mind is on the wrong shit. They are trying to take us out.
Oh, without a doubt.
We are minority. Anytime we have the Hispanics now that are beating us as the majority group.
But here's the deal.
They are really trying to wipe us out, but nobody is woke.
But here's the deal. White people, in turn, are the minority. And that's why they are putting out all of this misinformation. People of color are the majority in this country. And that's why, folks, they're attacking abortion rights.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're trying to have these little breeding farms like they had during slavery with these little white girls. That's what they're trying to do. Okay, now think about
Trump,
it.
What did he say? He threw me off too with the last debate he had.
You can't
to abortion.
He is crazy.
Kill a baby or have an abortion at 8 to 9 months. That's murder.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, if you have an opportunity, go back and look at Jimmy Kimmel from Tuesday, when the football game come on? Monday night, Jimmy Kimmel. They were questioning Trump supporters. I have it. I taped it, and I put it on my page. But yeah, go look at that clip, because these people, they don't know anything. If you have a minute, I can play it now. Okay, but they really don't know anything. Trump supporters, to my mind, are just devout racists who want to be better than people of color. That's what it is. I remember when Lyndon Johnson said in the 1950s, before he, got some sense, he said, if you teach the lowest white man that he's better than the most educated black man, you can pick his pocket all day. And that's gospel.
What we got in your notes?
Okay.
I know you got some good ones.
Okay. All right. I would encourage people, because I always say vet before you vote. But this time I'm telling you, vote blue. And here is why. Project 2025. They want to have a religious monarchy. That's what they want to do. If you are gay, they want to kill you. That will be a crime, punishable by death. That is in Project 2025. They want the 10 Commandments to replace the Constitution. And if they did their history as an aside, it's 42 of them, and they all came from Africa. Okay, they want to repeal the 19th. I'm telling this is there. And they want to repeal the 19th Amendment. They don't want women to vote at all. They do not want women to be in any kind of leadership role anywhere. Women should be barefoot and pregnant at their house. Conversion therapy and or killing gay people. I already said that. That's part of what they want. What else I got here? Because I know I got some more 2025 notes in here somewhere.
This is an agenda that Trump has put into place himself along with his team, Republicans.
No, it's
Or is this
Trump ain't got that much sense to put enough stuff on paper. Trump ran for president because he tried to stay out of jail. That's why he ran. And he wants there are a group of powerful white folks somewhere, you'll never know who they are, who want him in power because they can manipulate him. Oh, I did say that. Let me see. Take care of children. Yeah, but I would encourage you, go to www.motherjones, MOTHERJONES.com, and look at that clip on the Theo brothers. Just look at it. It's maybe 6-minute clip. J.D. Vance, Trump's running partner, is a person who is helping, who has helped to write and crystallize Project 2025. So ain't no way Trump does not know. Well, he may not know because he's crazy. Let me see. People don't understand what the president's duties are. They think, and that is by design, since they've taken the civics and the government out of school. People don't know that everything starts in the House of Representatives. They don't know that. That's why they flock to the general election and not the midterms. The midterm elections is where the power base comes from, because Congress is the president's boss. Long story short, the president takes an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. Who makes the Constitutions is our laws. This country is, we're run by laws. We have a set of laws. The president, the Congress makes them. The People's House does the first draft. The Senate has to rubber stamp it, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing now. And they go back and forth until they can come to a consensus. Once that consensus has come, it goes to the president's desk for him to sign into law.
How important is the vote on the local levels?
Oh, glad you asked that question too. Okay.
I've heard people that they'll vote locally, but won't vote on a
Well, here's what
presidential election or
no, a lot of folks they don't show up for the local elections. They don't show up. Or historically they haven't. We have gotten better since we have been coming on air, because I'm getting increasingly more and more calls. And I remember when Rose and I did the show. This was in 2018. People were actually coming to us because they were listening. What the education that we were given over the airwaves. Who should I vote for? No, let's get smarter. There are viable news outlets. I always encourage people to look at least 30 minutes of news a day. Why? So you can at least have a clue. Now, everybody that knows anything knows that the hard right, Fox, promotes that all day long. And Roger Ailes had a plan. He structured it so we, and I'm talking about people of color, black folks especially, would look at Fox. You put the Empire, Star, whatever, and you got Sherry Shepherd, Jennifer Hudson. You have a lot of black shows there that draw black people in. So they're going to stick and stay because they think that Fox is helping us out. I'll tell a nigga in a minute. Subliminal messaging is very real. You can program people subconsciously to do what you want them to do. Why more change from Fox? Because they appear to be supporting our folks, giving our folks jobs, keeping them work. That's what you see on the surface. But Fox is dangerous. And Fox has said, if you remember, last election, they got sued, $750 million.
Yeah.
And the argument of, I see his name, Rupert Murdoch said, well, our channel is for entertainment, not for news. People didn't pay attention to that comment. They did not pay it, because again, people don't look at that 30 minutes worth of news a day. So going back to local elections, because that's where you, the question that you asked. People know that Larry Hogan got in office. Maryland is a predominantly black state, according to people's mindset. Larry Hogan got into office, folks, and I bought this, 2014. We had 3,392,600 registered voters in the state, okay? Larry Hogan got 884,000 votes. Anthony Brown got 818,000. That's a total of 1,703,290. So that year, 1,689,310 folks didn't bother to fucking show up. Okay, now in 2018, when he ran against Ben Jealous, there were 3,954,027. That's 100% of the active voters in the entire state.
Okay.
Hogan got 1,275,644. Jealous got 1,002,639, which left 1,675,000
that didn't vote.
Wow. That did not vote.
Wow.
So Hogan, it was no love match. It was the voter apathy that put him in office. Now let me tell you something, folks. Hogan wanted to lift restrictions on concealed carry down to an 18-year-old. He wanted to allow 18-year-olds to go to gun shops and be able to buy a gun. No background check, none of that stuff. That's what Hogan wanted to do. Thank God that the Maryland State Assembly said, we're not doing that here. Larry Hogan, people, he vetoed, said, it went to his desk. All these people said, hey, this is what we want to do. And Hogan said, I don't want us to do that. He vetoed a measure to expand abortion services in the state and he vetoed expanding a statewide paid family leave program. Your governor did that. The administration under Joe Biden sent money, during COVID relief. He sent it back, $69 million. That could have helped some people in the state of Maryland. See, this is another problem that we have. And I encourage people to just put in their little search bar, accomplishments of the Biden administration. We got a lot of stuff done. And it was a sheer miracle. Because Joe Biden, Grandpa Joe, he can negotiate with some white boys. And he got some stuff done with not having the votes in the houses that he needs. But he was a master negotiator. So
what about also Brooks?
Okay, I'm
running against Hogan.
I'm gonna get there in a minute. But just like I said, if it's blue, and this is something I have never said, but I'm saying it this time because democracy is on the line. Your freedom and your choice is on the line. That's what's on the line.
Wow.
So numbers will count.
Wow.
So we need, as much as I did not like her as a county executive, we need that blue seat in the United States Senate. So when Kamala Harris gets in, because they're starting to build up, the misinformation has been coming for months now. And I'm going to forecast that when he loses, it's going to be another January 6th. It ain't going to quite go down the way it went down last time because you start messing with those folks. Ain't a doubt in my mind, Joe Biden will say, send out the troops, get them niggas off there. And niggas ain't always colored people. Okay? So speaking of, I don't think also Brooks was a good county executive. That is no secret. I've been beating that drum for a number of years because we got her, we were the first public or area station that she visited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, I want to give my people a shot, but she didn't do a good job. There was a lot of backroom dealings with the county council and the developers and that kind of thing. Even Calvin Hawkins has told people in District 8, I'm not worried about my seat because I got the developers in my pocket. You don't want those kinds of people making.
Wow.
Yeah. He
Wow.
said that. He said that to people. And I'm saying people who I trust, who are actually boots on the ground in their particular district. You don't say that. You don't. If you think it, you don't say that out loud. And it get back. He had some, when I went up to the, come on now. The county office in Upper Marlboro, right off of, come on now, what is that? Lotsford Road. And he stopped me. I don't know why. He asked me, I said, no, he held the door for me. I said, I'm going in to apply for this homestead tax thing that we were supposed to be getting. This senior tax increase that we were supposed to be getting over and above the homestead credit. And we got into a conversation. He gave me his cell phone number. I would love to sit down and talk to you, yada, yada, yada. Okay, let's have lunch. Now, I ain't asked you for your stuff. You gave it to me. I call you. We set up a lunch date, and you ghost. You don't show up. That is one thing. You can take anything I got. Don't waste my time. Because time is the only thing I can't get no more of. Then you do it again. But this time I said, let me have somebody I could sit down and talk with and have lunch because I knew he was going to be a no-show again. And, between that first time and this time, I had different people telling me, he's a liar. He's not a man of his word, that kind of thing. But this is another thing, too. I know I'm kind of skipping around. But the people in Maryland don't realize that not only do you have your area rep, like I had my District 5 representative, Jolene Ivey, but them two at-large folks represent each and every district. So you represent me, you lost me. You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. But going back to what you asked me, what about also Brooks? We gotta vote blue because it makes no sense. And the forward Democrats have sent me an email, and I'm sure they've sent out countless email. Oh, we're voting for Kamala Harris, and we're going to vote for Larry Hogan. That makes absolutely no sense. So you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, and you're going to vote for Larry Hogan, whose sole agenda, Republican sole agenda, will be to cut her legs out from under her and make her look bad. Because, again, people need to understand how government works.
Have either one of you saw their debate this past week?
To
The Allsbrooks and Hogan.
No.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
I didn't see
Because,
it.
again, I've kept up with, when people say, are you woke? I ain't never been asleep. I pay attention. So I did not, because I know what Larry Hogan has done as a governor, which has impacted more people negatively. Also, Brooks just messed up the county. But again, it's the same kind of dynamic, because she has to collaborate with the county council to come up with whatever is going to happen in Maryland. She's like, and in my mind, I say, okay, she's the president of Maryland. I mean, Prince George's County, and they're the Congress.
Right.
Okay, so she has to collaborate with that. But I know stuff that Hogan has done. When he spent a whole bunch of dollars of our tax money to order those COVID kits from overseas. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And they was no good. Okay, that was our tax money. And okay, so he fucked up. So let's spend some more tax money, and for half the numbers, and get some more kits in there. And then you're going to turn around and do that, and then send money back to the federal government that's earmarked to help us in the state. That ain't right. I don't care how you cut it, because we needed help. I look at, let me see, what are my other notes on Hogan? Oh, yeah, there it is. I just said that. He spent $9.5 million in state funding to import 500,000 coronavirus test kits from South Korea that were flawed and weren't used. Board of Public Works consists of the governor, the comptroller, and this guy, Derek Davis, not the one that used to be on the county council, but another. The 3-member Public Works approved a $13 million payment to resolve some allegations of wage theft.
Wow.
Dating back to the administration of Governor Larry Hogan. That Bama's a crook too. You look at him. He, the public transportation works. You've seen all this construction on the highway, yada, yada, yada. He is doing the same freaking thing that Trump is doing. He's a real estate guy. Trump, for all intent and purposes, is a real estate guy. But he used his position to enrich his business in the state. I don't want you up there. Well, I don't want you up there for a number of reasons, but the biggest reason, I don't want the the Senate to be red. I want it to be blue, because they can backstop anything that comes from the House.
What
They can
what
turn
you
it back.
saying, be in reference to the debate?
Well, the debate, it kind of, one, it was nice and simple, which is very refreshing nowadays. But the other thing, it just makes, I know Hogan is trying to be, put himself as being this unifier in a sense. He kept saying, the fact is like, oh, I don't like this division. I want to try to bring everybody together, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was, and in a weird way, it was kind of like, okay, it kind of makes you, he's sweet talking, and it kind of makes, and it kind of makes you think, it's like, okay, why is it that you're coming in as a Republican? You could have came in as an independent, because mind you, based, with the information you have, a lot of people will, disregard that and see how a lot of things financially, things have progressed in Maryland. In a rarity, a Republican governor kept Maryland looking decent.
Okay, but
what I'm saying here is the fact that I felt that hearing Alsobrook saying, the fact is like, you have your Republican Party pitching you. They're pushing you come in here. And again, pitching the stuff, the same thing that you just mentioned. Because of the fact is like, you could have came in as an independent, and a lot of people would have just, nullified and figured it's like, okay, we love Hogan. Hogan's been good for us. But you coming in stating the fact that you coming in as a Republican, yeah, I kind of figured it's like that's alternative motive.
Oh, but also think back to when he declared, I believe it was 30, it was the deadline date. I know.
It was kind of weird, because I saw, like, I'm looking at the posters. It's like, wait, I don't think he's running for governor anymore. I don't know why I keep seeing these signs. Because it just came out of nowhere. And then I'm seeing the fact it's like he's running for Senate. And I was kind of...
Because Mitch McConnell got in his ear and said, we need you because the people in Maryland love you, okay? But the people in Maryland don't do their homework. People in Maryland, they're apathetic. They're always pointing at, they should do this or they should do that. This is a we the people government. You have a voice. You're not using your voice. And it's really that cut and dry. We will bitch and moan, condemn and criticize and complain around the dining room table, but we won't go out in our community and try to make a difference. We will show up every 2 years or every 4 years for the general election. We will show up. And the thing is, well, people died so you could vote. No, people died to give you a choice, because there was a time in this country we did not have a choice. That's what the people died for. And you're squandering what they did. Malcolm X, and Malcolm X is my hero, said education is our passport to the future, because tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And education is not confined to a classroom. And this is what we buy. Too many of us buy. If you got a degree, you smart. No, all a degree does is shows that you can complete a long-term task independently. That's what a degree shows. Because I will put what I know at 75 years up against anybody. Because I know what I know. And I know what I don't know. And I'm not embarrassed to say either one. Too many people who have gone through and got these, you got more degrees than a thermostat. We've just been built that way. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job. Nobody ever told us to go to school, get good grades, go to college, start your own business. 9 to 5 is for survival. Anything after that is for your future. This is what I believe that we should be teaching in the community. But again, I did answer the Also Brooks question, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yo, man, you heard it first, man, right here on Focus Radio.
Yeah.
We got a few more minutes left. Mrs. Taylor. Mrs. Taylor, what's the dates as far as voting, when you start voting? Tell the people how to vote. Can you still register to vote? They'll give you a particular area to go to and vote within your community. Like, how does this thing work for the people that don't know? Because we have a lot of newcomers. I want to vote for her because she's black, she's a woman.
Yeah,
that's
you
it, and that's all.
Bam.
They don't know anything else.
That's
Goes
good
along
enough
with
for
it.
me. For this election, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, it reminds me of when Barack was running the same thing. He's black. Vote for a black guy. Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, especially not this time.
Yeah.
But in the state of Maryland, you can go online and vote. You can go to the Board of Elections and register to vote online. You can also go to, if you live in Prince George's County especially, you can go right up on Lotsford Road. The Board of Elections is right on the corner. I'm trying to think of what else is up there. You can search it up online, or just go to Prince George's County government or the Maryland state government, or just type in Board of Elections, Maryland. It will take you to a website where you can go and register online, or you can go to the Board of Elections and register. Or, because new people coming in, if they change their address and get a driver's license, they're automatically registered. Did you know that?
Really? I didn't know that.
Automatically. They register you automatically at the Maryland DMV. So if you're a newcomer from any other state, my co-host just moved from North Carolina to here. So when she gets her driver's license, she's a registered voter in the state of Maryland.
Where are we headed to here in America? Where are we? What do you foresee our future as citizens? And I'm talking. It's not just a black thing. I'm just talking overall.
It's not. You're absolutely right. It's not.
Where do you see us in the next
Well, let's start with where do we see us in the next 90 days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I promise you, and I'm going to say when because words have power. When Kamala beats Trump, his folks going to come out the woodworks and start some shit. They're going to do it. They're going to try to do it in D.C.
Mm.
That's going to happen. They are already in different places trying to intimidate voters from going in and banging on car windows and that kind of thing. I'm just ever so hopeful that, if you're scared to go to the ballot box, get a mail-in ballot. Fill it out, have it mailed to your house, fill it out, and go drop it in a drop box in your particular state. You can do that. But in the state of Maryland, you may early vote. Prince George's County, especially, I'm talking to folks in our area. You can early vote starting next Thursday from October 24 to October 31st. Polls open at 7 o'clock in the morning, close at 8 o'clock every day, even Saturday and Sunday. There will be somebody there. You can go to the Bowie Gymnasium. If you live in Bowie, Maryland, you can go to the Bowie Gymnasium at 4100 Northview Drive. If you live in College Park, Maryland, you can go to the College Park Community Center at 5051 Pierce Avenue. If you live in Hyattsville, you can go to the Kentland Community Center at 2413 Pinebrook Avenue. If you live in Laurel, you can go to the Laurel Beltsville Senior Activity Center at 7120 Conti Road. If you live in Accokeek, Maryland, that's Southern Maryland, you can go to Life Covenant Christian Ministries at 15522 Livingston Road. If you live in Chilham, Maryland, you can go to the Rolling Crest Chilham Community Center at 6120 Sergeant Road. If you live in Brandywine, Maryland, another Southern Maryland spot, you can go to the Southern Area Aquatic and Recreation Complex at 13601 Missouri Avenue. If you live in Fort Washington, Maryland, you can go to the Southern Regional Technology and Recreation Center at 7007 Bach Road. If you live in Forestville, you can go to Suitland Community Park School Center at 5600 Regency Lane. If you live in Upper Marlboro, you can go to the Upper Marlboro Community Center at 5400 Marlboro Racetrack Road. And last but certainly not least, everybody knows where the Wayne K. Curry Sports and Learning Complex is in Landover, Maryland. It's 8001 Sheriff Road. So you can want to vote early and on time. I want to stick mine in there. I want to make sure my stuff gets counted and don't nobody tamper with it, because as an election judge, I saw some frag-a-naggle back in 2018. Okay, I did work the primary back in May. I will probably work the general election. But the most important thing is we have got to get up off of our apathy, Phil. We've got to stop waiting for somebody to come save us, because ain't nobody gonna save us but us. And ain't no whole lot to that.
Before we get out of here, Mrs. Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on Ward 8. We have a whole big city, right? 1.3 million people in D.C. But your thoughts on Ward 8, it's election time. My guy,
Trayvon
White.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing them still do a lot of things, still being very active.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they don't want him. Those other people, they don't want him in there.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the future as far as for Ward 8? Because is this our most troubled ward in D.C.?
I think it is. And I say that because as the council member for Ward 8, I had my girlfriend, a good girlfriend of 65 years, has a lot of relatives over there. And they were telling some horrid tales. You called his office, he doesn't respond, he wasn't responsive. He's good for the camera. uh, you know, but he wasn't responsive to their needs, and there was a lot of problems in a lot of those apartment complexes over there. There
Still
were,
is.
yeah, there were a lot of problems with. Did they move that halfway house
Yeah,
out there?
yeah.
They moved that. But again,
That
when
Lancaster Lane.
at bare bones minimum, I look at the easiest thing an elected official can do is respond. When they reach out to you, I mean, when you reach out to them, whether it's by phone or by email, they should get back to you, because you can get an automatic email response. All you got to do is set it up. But the constant complaint that I got from folks over in Ward 8 was that he does not respond. We're having this problem. We don't know where else to go. So I don't know, and I know that he was accused of illegal, using his campaign fund, using the funds for his campaign for something else, right? The same thing Freeman out here was charged with, and that's why we had that at-large seat open up in May. Oh God, I see his face. I can't. What's it? Mel Franklin. Yeah, I'm sorry, not Freeman. I'm sorry. That's what he was convicted for. I'm not convicted, charged with, and I just find it interesting that Trump can do anything, and he's still walking around. They can't. I don't believe that he's locked up yet, but and see, this is a thing that, for me, I understand why folks say they're going to do what they want to do anyway. I wish I didn't, because it seems like the white boy walks and the black ones don't, or the Mexicans don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I look at Bray Boy or the state's attorney's office for the county, when you had school workers who were charged with diddling children. 5 of them, 4 were black, 1 was white. 4 of them got jail time, 1 got probation. Guess which one? See, but again, that's our fault, because we have disengaged. We can't afford to do that, because we got people coming behind us. Just like Malcolm, Medgar, and Martin came before us. We had an example. We got to have some examples. You, by having this forum, are an example. Me, by having my forum, is an example. We've got to do what the school system's not doing. Oh, and by the way, we do have folks running for Board of Education out here too. They will be on the ballot. 1 second. And let me just show you this while you're sitting here while I'm talking. She, right here in my ward, read that. Just read that bottom line. She got reimbursed some $36,000.
Yeah, submitted suspect invoices in the amount $36,111.92 for payment.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, board member since 2020.
Uh-huh. And in 2021, there was some ethics charges brought up on 3 members of the board. She was one of them. When the state, and this is the only to my mind, when the state charges you, how are you going to use state money to defend yourself? And that was closed 3 years before it was paid. You waited till your buddy, Judy Mickens Murray, got that seat, and she okayed it without consulting the rest of the board members. She just gave you $36,000 of our tax money. Now, she's running unopposed. So I'm telling people, write me in, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to find where I have that in here because I know that I have. I got so many notes. Oh, here we go. You have school board in District 1, this guy, District 1. He got a job in a whole other state while taking a paycheck. And I don't care if it ain't but $5. You shouldn't be taking a dime from the state if you get the whole paycheck from a district in Missouri. You'll do dual residency. You should have backed off. Now, he has resigned because he got caught. He just got caught a couple months ago. So Tiffany Anderfull is running unopposed.
Wow.
Shayla Adams Stafford is running unopposed. Again, writing Angela Taylor. Okay, but here's what I care. Now, I think about the notes that come home to parents saying, when school opens, give me some Clorox wipes, some tissues, paper towels, whatever. That $36,000 could have gone a long way to helping them teachers. And teachers are coming out of pocket. They're already underpaid.
Yep.
I have seen line items in I want to say it's the 2020 budget, but one of them budgets that was earmarked for teachers' raises, but it mysteriously or somehow got put into general funds. Teachers ain't getting no raises. And this teaching is a dangerous job these days.
Oh, yeah.
In District 5, you have Zephora Miller, who was appointed when the other woman, she was a little Muslim girl, ran for, I think she ran for a council seat, and she lost. So Zephora Miller was appointed to her seat. Now, she's running against this woman, Robin Brown, telling everybody who's in District 5 to vote for Robin Brown. And I'm telling them that because she's got kids in school in Prince George's County. She's got kids in school at Bowie High School. When she has a vested interest in making the school board better. I've gone to forums that she's been at. When those 4 folks were on that stage, why was she the only one taking notes? And you got a room full of people. You ain't gonna remember all that stuff. You're not. Okay. Actually, it was her and me. We the only ones in there taking notes. She's on the stage. I'm in the audience. Okay, so anybody who lives in District 5, that's in the Bowie area, please vote for Robin Brown. She's been in the classroom, and she has children in the school system. District 7, you have Felton Moss and Kenneth Harris. The second is the incumbent. Quite frankly, I do not know much about either of them, but you can go to Ballotpedia and vet those candidates. They should have completed a questionnaire. You can just click on that little copyright-looking notice and see what their positions are. If they have an email address, shoot them an email, ask some questions. And in District 8, the incumbent is Zakiya Goins McCants, and the challenger is Angela Jones. Don't know much about either of them, but again, Ballotpedia has everybody running anywhere in this country. All you got to do is type in their state and pull up the ballot and read their information. So there's where we are. Oh, LaJoy Law is running for
Really?
Yeah, she's running.
Okay.
And she's running unopposed.
Okay.
And she, having
she's in these
8.
Ward, yeah, okay.
Ward 8.
Right, yeah.
Ward 8. Because Robbie Woodland was withdrawn, according to Ballotpedia. She withdrew or she was disqualified.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. But
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyway. I would be interested in seeing what the Louis Farabee, the D.C. PS superintendent, has to say. People make these blank, flowery statements. Oh, we've made remarkable progress. The National Assessment for Educational Progress said, we've made what? In what? What have you done? What? because them kids from DC that I talked to, this wall can make better sentences than they can. We are failing these children. And until we beat the drum, put the word out, and step up as citizens, we're going to lose a generation.
Y'all heard it first, man, right here on Phocuz Radio. Just look her up, man, Angela Taylor. Your email address, Mrs. Taylor. I don't know if you still give your number out.
I do, always. My
Your
information is public.
radio show, Thursdays 2 to 3, your network and everything, all that good stuff.
Okay. I'm on every Thursday from 2 to 3 on the Blazing Radio platform. The show just automatically copies to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is, of course, https://youtube.com/@AngelaTaylor4119. And I always encourage people, when you listen to them, take a pad and pen. Take some notes. Talk to your children, because until you know how our government functions, we are going to be the proverbial middle finger. Okay, also, for the show's email is Feger, FEGER 2023 @gmail.com. Feger stands for, because it's what every society around the globe is built on: family, education, government, economics, and religion. I don't care where you go, whether it's a democracy or a dictatorship. Those are the pillars, the tenets that society is built on. So if you have any questions about the election or anything, feel free to send an email. Or my page is public. You can DM me. You got a question, I will answer it. And my number's on my page. I'm not going to put that out there because I don't want.
Gotcha. Yo, y'all already know what it is, man. Heard it first right here on Phocuz Radio. Feel free to also message me with any questions, comments, or concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't know, I definitely point you into the right direction.
Good stuff.
For somebody that knows. It's been real. We are here each and every Thursday. Show kicks off at 6 p.m. We go all the way to 7 p.m. Don't forget, we advertise, we market, we promote, and we give those first exclusive interviews right here on Phocuz Radio. I want to thank you, Mrs. Taylor, Mrs. Angela Taylor, for gracing the stage of Phocuz Radio. And then after we get our elected officials in office, I got to bring you back, and then we'll talk about phase 2
Yes, indeed.
of this thing once these people get in office. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean.